Fight Fiends forecasters, thank you for staying forecasted. We're back for another week at the Apex, UFC Vegas 103, Manel Kape, Asu Almabayev. We're going to break down each and every fight. We're going to break it down fast, and I'm going to give you each and every pick on this card, how I think the fight's going to finish, how confident I am. Read between the lines, you'll figure it out. You'll make a bag. Like the video. Subscribe if you're just tuning in for the first time watching me. Look back and you'll see I've hit the last 4 consecutive underdogs of the week. And the locks they should have hit last week. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Jin Matsumoto lost a split decision. Yeah. Almost had 20 units in the bag with the locks of the week. Parlay. Alonzo Manyfield got it done. Nursultan Ruzoboev got it done. But Jin Matsumoto got robbed. It is what it is. That's in the past. We're looking at the future and the present. And the first fight that we have to look at is a women's fight at the Apex in the flyweight division between 13-9-1 Montana De La Rosa versus Luana Carolina 11-4. She is growing as a favorite, Carolina, and she's won her last couple fights. She is more active, in my opinion, and she's going to have more volume on the feet. But it comes down to this. Can De La Rosa get the takedowns that she needs to win as an underdog? That's how she wins. She gets the takedown. She gets the control time she needs to win. But Carolina is aggressive. She's a grinder. And I think she will stop the takedowns, maybe get some takedowns of her own, have more success on the ground. Like I said, she's been more active. She's on a winning streak. And I think she's passed the test versus higher level competition. In Montana De La Rosa's last fight, I don't know if she won. It was a split decision to Andrea Lee, 13-9. Now, Carolina, she beat Pudilova. She has another nice win there as well. I'll pull it up. Don't have it in front of me yet. And this girl was better, in my opinion, than Montana De La Rosa. Ivana Petrovic, undefeated, right? That was a unanimous decision win for Luana Carolina. Now, if you're an astrologist, or you know something about the Zodiac, or you heard about it, listen to this. It's a snake year. The enemy year would be the pig. Now, Montana De La Rosa is a pig, born in the pig year. Carolina, born in the rooster year, the friend of the snake. So I think Carolina has success, gets another win inside of the UFC, won her last 3. De La Rosa barely won her last fight. Before that, she lost 3 in a row, getting submitted to Tatiana Suarez, losing unanimously to JJ Aldrich, who's going to be on this card later, and lost unanimously to Macy Berber. High-level competition. She hasn't won since Ariana Lipski 4 years ago. So she knocked Lipski out 4 years ago. Hasn't really had a dominant win since. I don't think it's going to be against the dread. Luana Carolina. Growing as a favorite in the rooster year. And look at Montana De La Rosa. She's in the pig year. It's her enemy year. I don't expect her to have much success this year or in this fight. She's probably on her way out. She's 13-9. I'm surprised the odds are this close. Carolina is 11-4 on a winning streak. She should be a bigger favorite. Maybe the books know something I don't, but 80% of people on Topology have Luana Carolina. So what does that tell you? It's probably a favorite that is likely to win in this first fight of the night. Women's fight, I'd play it by a decision. I don't think there's a finish in this fight. Maybe De La Rosa has the higher finishing potential in this fight, but I don't think she's going to win. Not in her enemy year. And the next fight I'm breaking down is in the flyweight division. Charles Johnson, 17-6 versus Ramazan Temirov. And I'm bringing out the notes, the raw notes for this one. A raw striker in Ramazan Temirov, plus 100, 50-50 fight with Charles Johnson here. A guy that's been getting the job done against good level of competition, on a winning streak as well. And, you know, I think Temirov hits too hard. he's lacking 7 inches for a reach advantage in this fight. Charles Johnson at range might have success. 7-inch reach advantage. He's very good at range, but at times he can be low volume, and against a fighter that is lower caliber, hits not as hard as Ramazan Temirov. Almost knocked out Charles Johnson in round 1. Now, he survived, he got the win, but he almost got knocked out to this guy. Temirov, from what we've seen, hits like a truck. He's fought once in the UFC, he got the job done, but he hits like an ox. And he will fight like an ox. He can go 15 minutes. I think he has the cardio and wrestling to back it up. Plus 100 is a pretty good number here. I'm pretty confident in him. Not at the start of the week, but as I've been doing research, he's training with Uriah Faber and the boys at Team Alpha Male. He's going to be ready to go for this fight. Uzbek's stand fighter. He's more explosive and more powerful in this fight. And he has 750,000 people following him on Instagram. You know, he has a big fan base. I can see him continuing the success versus Charles Johnson here, who almost got knocked out to Asset Maxim in round 1. Like, nearly knocked out. In this fight, a guy with more power is going to land that shot, in my opinion. He lacks the reach advantage, but he will close the gap, get into close range where he can land the shot, dirty boxing range. And he just fires windmills. Might get him caught. Straight jab down the middle might be all it takes in this one. But I'm pretty confident Temirov can be the smarter fighter with the better IQ and just be way too explosive for Charles Johnson. Get him out of there round 1. That's how I see it going down. He has a lot of round 1 finishes. All of his knockouts in round 1. He has 11 knockouts out of his 18 wins. Explosive, dude. I don't want to go against him, especially at flyweight. We'll see what happens. This could be a fraud check for him. He's lost twice before, submitted once. Charles Johnson, he has a couple submission wins on the record there. He has 4 submission wins. He's never been submitted. So I think Temirov on the feet, it could be knockout or bust. But I'm fairly confident he can get it done for Fight Fiends and forecasters. We'll see. And we'll talk about it in a couple minutes here because there's not many other fighters I'm very confident in on this card. Because the next fight, we got a women's fight. Andrea Lee, 13-10 versus JJ Aldrich, 13-7. 2 low-caliber fighters in the flyweight division. And when you look at the side of Andrea Lee, you think, like, how the fuck is she still fighting in the UFC? She's lost too many fights consecutively to still be here. 5 in a row. Yeah, 5 in a row. She's still around. That's not very good. Don't know how she's still on the paper. But, don't know where she's training. Don't know what gym she's at. 36 years old. Looking like she's on the way out. But if there was ever a fight for her to win, it would be this one against JJ Aldrich. Low output. Very low output on the feet. If she can get the takedown in control time, yeah, she probably wins as a favorite. But if she can't get a takedown, she is screwed. A girl like Andrea Lee with the experience, with possible motivation to finally get a win off 5 losses, could stop a takedown and keep it striking, get the win here, and the odds are not too wide. This is where the bookies are making me question what side to be on. Because Andrea Lee, off 5 losses, should be a much bigger underdog than she is. So I'm making her the pick. In a women's fight, you want the plus money. It's probably going the distance. Give me the underdog, Andrea Lee. 5 losses consecutively, I don't care. I don't even care. I don't care. JJ Aldrich, too low output for me. As a favorite, 13-7. I'm not going to advise that. Next fight, we got Lucas Almeida and Danny Silva. 9-1 Danny Silva, 15-3 Lucas Almeida. You know, these two match up pretty good. But Lucas Almeida could have more finishing potential in this fight. You look at Danny Silva in his last fight with Koulibaly, went to a split decision. He struggled in that fight. He does have knockouts on the regional scene, but lower caliber fighters. He has to be very sharp and win it by a decision. Lucas Almeida does have finishing potential. He could finish Danny Silva in this fight. I wouldn't be overly invested in the favorite. He is the pick, though. But I just see a path where Lucas Almeida could upset. He has more experience. Incredible experience. He's been in the UFC a little bit longer. He went 2-2. He beat Timothy Kawamba, but he's also lost both of his fights by finish. Andre Fili and what's his name? Pat Sabatini. So he is finishable. Danny Silva, a guy on the rise, 28 years old, 6 years younger, could knock him out. I think he's going to be the better striker, better boxer in this fight, training at the better gym. So I think he gets it done. I don't know where Lucas Almeida's training, who he's training with. I know Danny Silva is with the better crew, has the better training partners in there. He should get it done. Not overly confident or invested in this fight, just being honest. Lucas Almeida. I mean, BJJ black belt in kickboxing and Muay Thai. So, he's dangerous. 9 knockout wins, 4 in round 1, 5 submission wins, 4 in round 1. And Danny Silva has no submission wins, and he's never been submitted. Never really fought anyone that has a serious submission threat. I'm a little scared on the side of Danny Silva. He's not near any top tickets for me. He shouldn't be for you either, but if he is, all the best to you. He likely gets it done. He's staying the pick. And it's medium confidence, about 69%, give or take. Douglas Silva, D'Andrade, bantamweight bout, 29-6. This guy is 39 years old, and he's ready to go to war with Sexy Mexi, John Castaneda, 21-7. As a favorite, he should get it done here, Sexy Mexi, but he's going to fight a guy that has power and experience, although he is on the downfall in his career. Starting to gas out. People know his game plan. It's a puncher's chance, knockout or bust. He's too old now. He's ready to hang him up. Sexy Maxi's going to be too smart, too elusive in there. Get the takedowns, secure the win this fight, win the rounds. Possible finish I could see in this fight as well. There's a lot of fights on this card that have a finish potential. This is another one that could get under the radar here. Castaneda to win a decision. Probably the right side. That's what my pick is. But I have a feeling this is a fight where he could finish Douglas Silva, D'Andrade. Maybe on the ground, though, if anywheres. Maybe a submission attempt, decision win. I just see a path to victory for John Castaneda on the ground here versus Douglas Silva, D'Andrade, who's one-dimensional on the feet, really, at this point in his career. Knockout or bust. I don't see him getting it done. He's getting busted up on the feet, on the ground. Castaneda gets it done everywhere. He's probably safe for the parlays, right? 100%. Lock of the week, though, maybe, but I don't want to pick a lock of the week at this price and not have another ticket to go with it, another parlay piece or two. I'm not feeling confident in too many other favorites. A lot of these favorites are big favorites, like Chepe Mariscal versus Ricardo Ramos. Ramos is 17-6, Chepe 17-6. Chepe had a tough way to the UFC, but now that he's here, he's looked much better than Ricardo Ramos, who's unreliable, not active, and barely won his last fight by split decision. Probably didn't win. Now he's due for the loss versus Chepe Mariscal, who does have finishing potential. But this is another one where probably goes the distance. I don't know how, though, because Ricardo Ramos can get submitted quite easily in this fight. Submitted to Julian Rosa, Charles Jourdain. Chepe Mariscal should be able to find something in this fight. Safe on the money line, but at $1.20, I mean, you need a lot of other parlay pieces to add with that one. It's chalky, but he's safe. He looked dominant versus Damon Jackson. He'll look dominant in this fight, get the win. He's a backyard dog. He fights for your money. But now we got to pay the price and lay the chalk if you like Chepe Mariscal. Clearly we do. Clear as day. The forecast couldn't be any more clear with Chepe Mariscal in this fight. The odds indicate that. The question is, does he finish the fight? And I don't have an answer for that, so I'm not laying a bet, not looking to do anything with it. Lock of the week if you want to play him with Castaneda, but not overly confident to put heavy money on those two fighters. we're still looking for another parlay piece or 2 or 3 if we take them just to win. So I have something else in mind at the end of the video. So the next fight, we're talking about the main card, the prelim headliner before the main card. And it's 2 heavy fighters, 2 slugger knots going to work at heavyweight. A guy making his debut. These debut fights, you never know. Sometimes they win the debut in the UFC. Sometimes they have one tough fight. Sometimes they just drop the bag. They should win. They don't show up. Will Mario Pinto, 9-0, show up undefeated? I think he will. He has something to fight for. He's undefeated. He got a knockout win in round 1 versus Lucas Camacho, who was undefeated. But Camacho wasn't that good, but he got the win on Dana White's Contender Series. They give him a fight favored for him to win, I think. 5 losses by knockout. 5 losses for Austen Lane. He's due for a loss here by knockout after a win to Robelius Dejpain. He got fraud checked. Dejpain. He couldn't get the knockout. But Mario Pinto, 26 years old, 11 years younger in this fight. Momentum going into his debut, undefeated. I think he gets the win here by knockout. Not much more to add. I don't really think Austen Lane has an advantage anywhere. He's a former football player. He's 37 years old. He won his last fight by wrestling. He's not going to be able to wrestle Mario Pinto, who will be the better wrestler in this fight. There's no question about it. Mario Pinto is the type of guy that can win fights by a decision. He can get takedowns. He can get control time to win his fights. And that's why he's such a big favorite in this fight. Something sketchy would have to happen for him to lose. But like I said, you take him as a big favorite. He could win a decision. He could get it by knockout. I wouldn't be confident on either side. So you got to take the 118. And then you got to take the 120 with Chepe Mariscal. Yeah, I'd put some pizza money on a finish, a submission or something like that. But heavy money, you want a safe lock parlay, you have to play the money line on Chepe Mariscal, Mario Pinto, John Castaneda. And I'm not willing to do it. I got something else cooked up that has value, and we need one fighter to win. One fighter, and the value is there. We're going to do it. Risk it for the biscuit. The next fight is another favorite. I think we'll win quite easily. It's up to you if you want to put him in a lock parlay. If you want to make him your lock of the week, that's entirely up to you. But I'll let you know this guy here as a favorite, a big favorite. The left hand of God, a guy I really trust, is in his enemy year now, 2025. He's born in a pig year. All 3 pigs lost last event. Just let everyone know. This guy should win as a pig, Enemy year, shouldn't matter. He's undefeated. Left hand of God, he hits harder. Sam Patterson got knocked out to Yanel Ashmoose. But you think about it. Sam Patterson, he won his last 2 fights. Round 1 submission. Danny Barlow could struggle on the ground here and get submitted. If you want to hedge bet with a submission, Sam Patterson, probably a good idea. He could get slaughtered, the pig. But I think he gets the knockout versus Sam Patterson, who has his chin hanging up too high when he's striking. He's going to try to grapple, but when he tries to get into close range, I don't think it's going to end too well versus a hard hitter, left-handed god, Danny Barlow. I just don't see how this ends well for Sam Patterson. Other than he gets a takedown, he gets a submission, fight's over, and another pig loses in the enemy year. So, Danny Barlow, he's the pick. By knockout, round 1. But I don't know. I'm not putting him in a parlay at this price, $1.33. Massive favorite in his enemy year. I'm going to see what happens here in this fight. This is the determining fight. This is it. The pigs went 0-3 last event. Let's see if this pig can get the win. I think he can. But the astrology is pretty strong. Sam Patterson could slaughter the pig here. Be careful, everyone. I warned you. You might think I'm crazy, but with the numbers that I'm seeing after the research, and some of the examples you would not put money on Danny Barlow in this fight. You look at the fight before the Contender Series, he beat a guy 5-5. So, 2-1 as well. Low-level fights. Sam Patterson beat a guy 10-6, 7-1, 9-2 Johan Linesi, and Kiefer Crosby, who was 10-4 in his last bout. He's fought, honestly, the better competition. I'm just hoping that we can get that knockout punch with Danny Barlow. I know this is a biased pick for me, so I'm not going to sell my confidence. I am confident, high confidence, but not willing to bet it at this price. We got to be careful. I'm a little biased. Ever since the Contender Series, I really liked him, but look at the last fight. It was a split decision to Nikolay Vitenikov, who got finished in his last fight last weekend versus Vanderford. Took this guy to a split decision. Danny Barlow, he's, you know what I mean? He's due for a loss at some point. He's undefeated. I think someone will crack that egg. Year of the snake. You never know. Sam Patterson could come slithering in and slaughter the pig. I'm dead ass serious. I don't want it to happen because I think Danny Barlow is one hell of a prospect, but he's a year older in this fight. He hasn't fought the better competition. Non-biased opinion. The fireworks keep on going for the fight fiends and forecasters, no matter what side you were on. Are you going to slam this one, or are you taking the dog of the week to go 5 in a row? This is a guy here, 10-0 undefeated. Maybe the egg gets cracked, but Hyder Amil has been cracking the chin of his opponents. A 40-punch combination and knockout finish in round 1 versus a deadly Korean, South Korean, Jung Lee, 11-1, very good fighter. Before that, knocked out Fernie Garcia, a guy that people struggle to finish. People don't finish Fernie. That's just what it is. And Hyder finished him in round 2. 100 strikes landed 2 minutes into round 2, and William Gomis landed 30 strikes versus Jarno Aarons. He landed 60 strikes versus Anderson Brito, and he landed 60 strikes the fight before that against Yanis Gamori. He's low output. He's stationary. He's playing defensive the whole time. He's not looking to engage in a fight. He's boring as hell. I don't think William Gomis is getting it done in the United States of America versus an American. Hyder Amil, undefeated, junkyard dog, backyard dog, plus 170 dog. I seen it at plus 180. It went to plus 162. I got really worried. It went back to plus 170. People are trying to slam the side of William Gomis. But I'm here to say, this guy who is, 7 years older, a little bit shorter, lacking a 3-inch reach advantage, is going to win. And he's going to smoke William Gomis. And we're getting revenge. Everyone agreeing with me will get revenge on that Anderson Brito robbery. People are actually having the balls to go on here and say Brito did not win that fight. I mean, from what I've seen, I thought Anderson Brito beat William Gomis. Other than the fight being in France, favoring William Gomis, a France fighter, he didn't win that fight. The judges were corrupt, and I'm being honest. I had a bet on Anderson Brito, but unbiased opinion, he won the fight. 100% he did. And people have the balls to say they rewatched it back, and he didn't win. No, he didn't win. I don't know, man. Brito, in my opinion, won the fight. This is the fight that's going to determine it, though. Right? Determining factor right here. Hyder Amil, undefeated. Does the egg get cracked? I don't know. I'm here to tell you what I'm doing. I'm taking this guy as the dog of the week, Hyder Amil, to go 5 in a row versus William Gomis. I told you how many strikes William Gomis landed versus Jarno Aarons. 30 strikes in a split decision win. He won 4 fights in the UFC, 4-0, due for the loss. He's never lost in the UFC yet. Great time to fade him versus a guy that has finishing potential, goes out of there explosive. Round 1, looking for the finish, looking for a fight. William Gomis is never looking for a fight. He's going to circle around the octagon. He's going to avoid the fight and try to counter-strike. I'm not down for that. I'm down for the dog, Hyder Amil, for the win. Probably round 1 or 2. Knockout finish again, on the ground, completely live. I'm going to tell you something here as well. William Gomis put in 5 submission attempts over 4 wins. 4 wins, impressive, yeah? He's been putting 5 submission attempts over those 5 wins. He hasn't gotten the submission attempts. All right? He's been put in 5 submission attempts, fairly dangerous ones, in those 4 wins. 2 of those wins were split decisions. This is a guy that screams, I'm ready to lose. Let's go, Hyder Amil, 5 in a row, dog of the week here. I'm getting fired up, losing my voice, and it's not even Saturday. You wait until he wins. You wait until he wins. Then you'll see me lose my voice. Nasrat Haqparast, lightweight fight versus Esteban Ribovics. Ribovics 14-1, has to go to battle after fighting Daniel Zellhuber to a split decision win. Does he get a step up, step down? I think it's a step down in competition versus Nasrat Haqparast, 17-5. He's new to the UFC. He's younger in this fight. Haqparast has been around the block, been in the UFC way longer. He's a mid-fighter. He went to a split decision with Jared Gordon, barely got it done in his last bout. He doesn't have the finishing potential in this fight. We know Esteban Ribovics has finishing potential. He has knockout power. And I think in this fight he is a safe favorite. He was going to be a lock of the week. And I don't really see a path to victory for Nasrat Haqparast in this fight unless he fights a perfect fight. And that is going to be really hard to do versus Esteban Ribovics, a guy with momentum off a big win to Zellhuber, 15-1. With a big reach advantage in that fight, Zellhuber struggled. The forward pressure of Ribovics probably finds him at finishing this fight. And I'd be very confident to put him in a parlay. Put him in a little something. You know what? The lock of the week right now might not be the best lock of the week opportunity. I named a lot of favorites on this card that are high confidence picks, safe to parlay. So you can craft something up. If you don't like my lock of the week, maybe I make him a lock of the week. What do I do here? We got 2 more fights to talk about. I mean, Ribovics, great pick for lock of the week. Mario Pinto, Chepe Mariscal. These are obvious picks, so big favorites. I'll just leave the lock of the week till the end. That's what I'll do. Cody Brundage, Julian Marquez, 9-5, and Brundage 10-6. This is a co-main event. Is this a co-main event? Brundage and Julian Marquez? 9-5, 10-6 co-main event. UFC. Is this the UFC or is this PFL this weekend? Are they on my paper? What the fuck's going on here? Yeah, okay. We got Cody Brundage here and Julian Marquez, the Cuban Missile Crisis. And they're going to fight, hopefully, you know. We'll see what happens here. Brundage, she's got hit in the back of the head his last fight, no contest. He got submitted in round 2 to Bo Nickel. He survived longer than a lot of other people. He got a nice win to Zach Reese, the guy that knocked out Julian in round 1 8 months ago. And Cody picked him up and slammed him. Knockout slam in that fight. Zach Reese made a mistake, but you know, Cody obviously looked better in that fight versus Zach than Julian 8 months ago. I got to go Cody Brundage as an underdog. Co-main event here. He has the power on the feet. He's younger, 4 years younger in this fight. I think he's training at a better gym. And that's how I'm making a lot of these picks, to be honest. Like, I'm picking the fighter that's training at the better gym with the higher level training partners that's more serious about their career. And as a favorite, that's crazy for Julian. Off a loss to Zach Reese. Off numerous losses, 3 by knockout, I think the chin's gone. And nothing on the paper is going to save this guy's ass. If he gets hit in the chin, he probably gets knocked out. On the ground, he could get submitted. I don't think he's ever been submitted. He has a couple submission wins of his own, and Cody Brundage has been submitted. So the bookies think Julian's going to get the submission win. I bet this fight to go to a draw, and I'm not talking about it any longer. Like, it wouldn't shock me, this fight going to a draw. We haven't seen a draw in a long time. And you got a guy 10-6 and 9-5 on a UFC co-main event. It's bound for something bad shit crazy. And a draw would be pretty crazy in my opinion. Plus 8,000 if you want to tail along on that. I put $3 on it. Probably worth it. As long as we get to a decision, I think the bet has value at plus 8,000. A draw. Main event now. Flyweight fight. Title implications on the line. Asu Almabayev, 21-2, is going to fight as an underdog versus Manel Kape, a guy that is inconsistent, hard to trust, but he's 20-7, and he has a beautiful win over Kai Asakura. Knocked him out. He knocked out his last opponent, Bruno Silva, who was struggling on the feet, couldn't deal with the volume, forward pressure, accuracy, power of Manel Kape. This guy probably gets it done as a favorite. He will be my pick, but the struggle is, for me, betting him, he's hard to trust. You get a different fighter out of him every fight. He's not consistent, and this is a big fight to see if he can keep it going, the win streak, the consistency. I just don't trust him. Asu Almabayev, he is consistent with the takedowns. Each and every fight, he's going for the takedowns. He usually gets them. He can get his own control time, on the feet. I think he will struggle in this fight. They're both 31 years old. I think Manel Kape is more proven on the feet, and he's more proven throughout his career, so he will be the pick, probably why he is the favorite. And Asu is probably going to get caught crotch sniffing in this fight, unsuccessful with the takedowns, getting lit up on the feet here, and he's going to probably keep going for the takedowns, because that's all he's known to do. Like I said, title implications on the line. You can't think this is a fight that Manel Kape says, you know what, I'm going to be inconsistent again. Like that fight to Muhammad Mokaev not too long ago, he was pretty inconsistent. Not a fighter you'd want to back versus Asu Almabayev. That's my worry. Can he keep the success going on the feet like he did to Bruno Silva? I don't know. Asu is 21-2, and Bruno Silva was 14-5-2. Not very confident Manel Kape can get it done. He's not trustworthy, inconsistent. If you like him, though, best of luck to you. And if you have Asu, best of luck to you. Like the video. Subscribe if you're just tuning in. Subscribe if you have not yet. Or if you unsubscribed. Comment below. Help with the algorithm. Let me know your most confident picks on this card. And now I'm going to let you know mine. My most confident pick on this card. 12-fight card. I'm rocking with a plus 100 underdog. Yep, I'm going to do it. This guy was a favorite at one point. And then the public moved him to the favorite. I listened to a few people this week. They really like the side of Charles Johnson. And I don't like his haircut at all. He's disgusting. He's boring to watch. He's won a couple fights that I did not expect him to win. And don't you lie to me, he cost you money too. There's no way there's people listening to my videos that are true Charles Johnson believers. We're taking Ramazan Temirov. Second fight in the UFC here versus Charles Johnson. He's the guy to snap the win streak. He's different. He's a different breed of fighter, Uzbekistan. The hell, I'm not going against this guy. And I'm getting plus 100. Might have to hammer it. I might have to hammer it. But he lacks a reach advantage. He's obviously fought the lower level competition. But I know for one thing, he hits way harder. And all it takes is one. It could be round one as well. Maybe round two. He has went the distance before and won though. So I can't get too locked in on the knockout because this guy has decision wins. And he has been training with Uriah Faber, Team Alpha Male. He's ready for 15 minutes. He can go 15 minutes. I trust in that. There could be value in that bet. So where the value lies is plus 100 Temirov money line. Lock it in. I'm not giving you 3 favorites, 4 favorites at plus 200, but I'll give you one fighter to win plus 100, and I'm letting you know how I think he's going to win. Probably knockout round 1 or 2. Decisions live. $5 a month if you want to see each and every bet I do make. Hit the link in the description below. The dog of the week. Ready to go 5 in a row here. Wow. 4 consecutive underdogs potentially going to waste if William Gomis seriously gets it done here. And you know what? If William Gomis gets it done, I might shave my head. I'll shave my flow. I'll shave my head. Hyder and Amil don't win. I'm shaving the head. I'm shaving the beard. Everything's got to go. We got to change everything. Everything. No, not everything. I'll just cut the hair. Shave the beard off. If Hyder don't win here, I think he knocks out William Gomis. I think Gomis is low output. Obviously with the 30 strikes in 15 minutes. The 60 strikes in 15 minutes. Twice. 2 split decision wins over 4 wins. This guy's due for a loss. He's undefeated in the UFC. Give me the undefeated fighter. Hyder Amil 10-0 to get the win here. Very confident he gets it done. The exact percentage is 80% versus, what do the books have? 35%? We got Hyder Amil plus 170 at 37% versus 82% for Fight Fiends forecasters, platinum forecasters. $5 a month. Hit the link in bio below. You'll see the confidence level, the forecasted percentage versus the current odds, the method of victory, round outcomes, all that. But yeah, 82% versus 37% for Hyder Amil. Quite a big edge in this fight. But you can slam the other side. Give me a better number. Okay? I'm holding back a little bit to hammer this money line. I want to try to get plus 200 on this one. I seen plus 180. I'm not feeling comfortable with the plus 170. I want the best valuable possible on this one. He's going to pound out the lights of William Gomis. I already got the bet in on him inside the distance. Round 1, round 2. He gets it done here. Shouldn't take long. William Gomis, he's garbage. He's garbage. I don't like him at all. Not just because he beat Anderson Breedu by a split decision. Ever since I seen his first fight, I was like, this guy ain't good. He's overrated. People are overpricing him now. And it's too late. If your bets are in, it's too late. Don't cash out. Take William Gomis. My dog of the week last year was terrible. Terrible. 4 in a row. I'm due to lose at some point as well, so we'll see what happens here. I think we have a serious edge with the Hurricane. And I just started the Zodiac forecast of the week. Last week it was Anthony Hernandez, a rooster year versus a pig year, Brendan Allen. Big favorite rematch fight. He got it done with ease. Brendan Allen had moments in the fight, but no moments were big enough to beat Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. So the rooster, friends with this snake, pretty well dominated the pig fighting in his enemy year. Not much more to add to that. We're going to do the exact same thing. Luana, Carolina. Rooster year. She's going to beat a pig year. Montana De La Rosa is fighting in her enemy year. She's not going to get it done. Plus 125. Don't get suckered into that underdog money in a women's fight here. Don't do it. The favorite gets it done. Luana, Carolina. The rooster easily wins this fight. Honestly. Montana De La Rosa is 13-9-1. You don't really got to overthink it. 11-4 for Carolina. You're getting a great number. I think she is really safe for parlays on top of De La Rosa fighting in her enemy year. Let's go. Like the video. Subscribe. Comment below. Let me know if you think this pig has a chance, De La Rosa. Let me know if Danny Barlow is the first pig to win. Maybe in 2025. All right, not many pig year fighters are going to have success this year. They're fighting in their enemy year. It's the year of the snake. Let's see what happens. I think Danny Barlow finally breaks the trend. Montana De La Rosa gets slammed. Lock of the week, Temirov, Uzbekistan fighter. Tons of power on the feet. when you have a fighter that literally needs one punch and you're getting underdog money, you won't see me go against that too often. And this spot, actually, I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. Lock of the week, solo lock of the week. I'm going to slam him and smash his money line, him to finish the fight by knockout. Round 1. And round 2 as a hedge. We'll see what the decision is priced at later in the week. Thursday now, around lunchtime. Hopefully everybody has their bets in and is hitting that cash out button. If I got you on the Hyder Amil side. This guy here is going to fight for your money. Fight Fiends forecasters, stay forecasted. We'll be back for more. No final forecast this week, but we're going to be back for the next full card prediction video. So stay tuned. Like the videos. Comment below. I really appreciate that. If you want in the Discord, it's absolutely free. Links are in the description below. Patreon's only $5 a month. Links in the description below. Let's go.